So I had a little difficulty deciding if I was going to call this paying attention, observation, not having your head up your ass. I could have gone a bunch of different ways. But I chose paying attention because, like, today I had an experience of interacting with probably a total of three or four individuals in face-to-face individual spaces, like not necessarily face-to-face. I take that back, like on Zoom or meeting up with them. And I also had the opportunity to talk to and observe members of a team. And this idea that like a lot of people talk like they got it going on or they got it figured out, and then you watch them when they're not looking, and it's really revealing how little attention people are paying to what's really happening, both around them and inside them. And it all comes out sideways. And that lack of awareness is probably responsible for more troubled relationships, troubled businesses, all kinds of nonsense going on in terms of lack of communication, misunderstanding, divisions. Because people, at the same time, you would think that they're very present because they're thinking a lot. So people equate like being present with thinking a lot. Like, oh no, I'm really here because I'm here and I'm thinking about what you're saying, or I'm listening with my ears. But they're actually like somewhere else in some fucking story about what they think is happening or what they're hearing. And it's like what people hear is peppered with what's happening now, but a whole bunch of other layers of what happened before with this person, what's happening around them, what's happening in their other life, what's happening outside this conversation, what's happening in the world. And the truth of the matter is that paying attention to where your feet are is the most important thing that any human being can do on any given day. Like if I'm in an individual face-to-face setting or a group setting, I'm trying to pay attention to the person who's asking for my attention. It may be an individual, it may be the group at large, but I try to like really, really, really be where I'm at. And sometimes it's hard. Like today it got hard, and I'll tell you why. I also have a rigid sense of discipline, and I went to an appointment that I thought would take like 60 to 90 minutes, and I was still there, 2.5 hours later, and I started to get that, that kind of itch. It's like I got to get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean? Because I had other things to do, and because I have a really strict way of managing my calendar. Now the truth is that I didn't actually have anywhere specific to go. If I had somewhere specific to go, I would have went, right? Because being present is also being present for what you have coming next. And if you're going to be present for this segment, half hour or an hour, and you have another segment or commitment in another half hour, and you have to get there or drive there, you need to actually kind of pull back from being present and look at a deadline and become aware of time so that you can leave on time and get to the next commitment, right? That is a part of being present. It's to be aware of time and when you have to go, or like when the parking meter expires, or so you don't get a ticket, or when you have to go see somebody else before they leave work for the day, right? This is all about having an awareness of yourself. But I want to go back to this idea of there's this way that people see themselves, and then there's a way that they are when no one's looking. And I'll tell you that in my experience, 97% of the people that I have met in my life have one way that they think they are, but when you're watching them and they don't know you're watching them, they're not like that at all, right? So part of, I think, the true injurious nature, beyond like the physical deaths of COVID, was the fact that you gave a bunch of fucking people who cannot pay attention to anything for 30 seconds, hours and days at a time, in their head, in their apartment, looking for something to do, surfing the internet, and like just finding shit to dig themselves into. And it just got uglier and uglier and uglier and uglier, because the mind is really like what does they say, an idle mind is the devil's workshop, or the devil finds work for idle hands to do. It's like thinking too much is not good. It's never going to be good. Paying attention is good. It means you're checking in, you're being in your body. You might be thinking, but the truth is you're more focused on what's happening in front of you, and you're not so prone to go into some kind of fantasy land or story that has nothing to do with what's happening in this moment. So the point is to be here now by paying attention, by bringing yourself back into your body, by reminding yourself where your feet are. And then from there, you do what you want. You live how you want. You go where you want. And that's about all I can say. Have a good day.